For obvious reasons, there's only one way I need to start this video briefly, and that's to commemorate the passing of Queen Elizabeth II to all my fellow countrymen and women, including those of Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. I know I speak for many of us when I say thank you very much, Your Majesty. May you rest in peace, and God save the King. So as an England fan, who do I truly believe has the best opportunity of winning the World Cup this November? Do I think it's England because I support them? Let's take a look. So I do believe England are one of 9 teams who realistically have the chance of winning the World Cup this winter. They include France, Brazil, Portugal, Belgium, Spain, the Netherlands, Argentina and Germany. So out of those 9 though, do I believe England are within the top 3? So my top 3 are as follows, and they may surprise you a little bit. So coming in at number 3, my third favourite team for the tournament is Germany. Now this may appear an odd choice given how they performed in the last Euros, but Germany I believe now are in a fantastic place coming into this tournament. With Hansi Flick now their manager, established, they're doing well in the Nations League, they've qualified real comfortably for the World Cup. At the Euros when England faced them, it's fair to say they were going through a transition period, or the end of an era if you like, under Joachim Löw. They've recently battered Italy in the Nations League. They look like potentially winning that group alongside England, Italy and Hungary. It's very rare as well that Germany have 2 consecutive bad tournaments. They always turn up from a European perspective for the World Cup. You can never ever write Germany off going into a major tournament. They've got a good mix of youth and old alongside Müller, Neuer and Gundogan, with Sane, Musiala and Havertz. They have a good balance of youth and old. I think they're looking real strong coming into this competition. They're at the right place. They're playing good football. They've come through this period of transition. Hansi Flick seems to now be well established within that setup. So I think they are going to be real tough to beat. They've got a pedigree of doing well, like I've said, within tournaments, particularly within tournaments as well away from Europe. So I think Germany have all the ingredients needed to do well. And I just think given their history and the way they perform historically within tournaments, write them off at your peril. They're definitely in my top 3 for me, but a bit of a surprise, I'm presuming, for a lot of people. Now, my second favourites for the tournament, probably less of a surprise, are Argentina, the current Copa America champions, the Finalissima champions, obviously winning that victory against Italy. They have found their knack for winning trophies again. 28 years it has been since they won a trophy. Then came the Copa America, and 2 have come along at once, really. They beat Brazil in the final. They are unbeaten in quite a long time. Their talent pool is endless, really. Absolutely endless. Martinez, Di Maria, Dybala, Lo Celso, and of course, Messi. I just think they have to be amongst the favourites. They have now figured out how to get over that line. They're going to take a real effort to stop this team. I think they're coming into this tournament just like Germany, on form, picking up good results against good teams. And they've got to be in the top 2 for me, easily within the top 2. I've got them as second place, but for me, they are definitely ones to watch out for. So just before I come on to my number 1, I'm just going to mention a couple of honourable mentions that just missed out in my top 3. The first one of those is France. Now, the reason I've not included France in my top 3 is because of their form recently in the UEFA Nations League. They've really struggled and look like being relegated. They just don't seem to be playing as a team, despite what I think they've got the strongest squad in the world, but they're just not playing currently at that ability. In recent history as well, defending champions have often struggled at tournaments. I feel like that's something that may continue on this year. The pressure of a defending champion coming into tournaments nowadays, particularly with how many other good teams there are around in Europe, South America, etc. And France, historically, of course, a little bit like England really, have the uncanny ability of being able to shoot themselves in the foot. They will often fall out with themselves before the World Cup starts. A lot of things have to go perfect for France to be able to win a tournament. I feel like they're always one scandal away from exploding. I don't think it's the most harmonious squad, and I think you need that coming in as defending champions, in particular with that added pressure. I already feel like it's starting to get on top of them, given the UEFA Nations League, but it's an odd one because they could have easily been my number one. I think they have the best squad in the world, with their attacking talent is just insane. So yeah, difficult one for me, and I'm sure they will be in many people's top three given the fact that they are defending champions, but for those reasons they just miss out for me. My other honourable mention is England. Yes, England are not within my top three teams. I do put them within the top five. It's a similar problem with France. England's form, recent form, the only thing we've got to go off really, has been horrendous. Their performance in the UEFA Nations League fills me with no confidence whatsoever. Some of England's key players as well have started the season incredibly poorly. Southgate's options look to be reducing rather than growing as the season goes on. And I just think it's going to have to be a big turnaround for England to go into a third tournament and reach a semi-final and a final is a big ask as well. So I just don't fancy, and I hate to say this, I just feel like it's going to be a more difficult tournament for us than what it has been over the past two. Obviously, I hope I'm wrong. I can be wrong very easily. It can all very much click for England. They certainly have the talent for it to click. But I just feel it's going to be one tournament too many for Southgate. And I feel like it's going to be a struggle. So that brings me on to my number one team. So my favourite team to lift the trophy this winter is Brazil. The 5 times champions, the most successful team in World Cup history. They're due a good World Cup. It's been a while. They've had, in recent years, quite a few difficult moments. I just feel with the squad they've got now, they did lose, obviously, the Copa America final to Argentina, but they still reached the final nevertheless. They're in great form. Their squad, I think, is second only behind France, particularly up front again with Vinicius Jr., Neymar, Firmino. They've just got a full spine of world-class talent. A bit like France, though, they can shoot themselves in the foot, particularly recently. Things have to go their favour, but they are playing well now. They're certainly coming into this tournament in good form. A lot of their players play in Europe as well, so the timing isn't going to be affecting them any more than anybody else. It was hard to pick them above Argentina, given the success Argentina have had over the past 6 to 7 months. I can easily swap them out, but I'm just going for the old favourites, you know, the kings, if you like, of the World Cup themselves. I feel like they're just due that tournament. I'm struggling to see who's going to beat them to knock them out, and I just feel like if they get on any sort of a roll, they're going to be unstoppable. So that's it for this video. Did it surprise you that England weren't in my top 3? I know England fans have a bit of a reputation, should we say, for boosting England's chances. So does every other fan for their team, in fairness. But England, they are in a difficult place at the minute. I still give them a chance, though. You know, they're not coming to this tournament with no hope. They could easily still get to the final if things go their way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.